Okay, we are back today with the team from Figment and also some folks from Near as well. And this is really event not about Figment nor Near, but it's really about developers and what people are going to be building on Near. And so the goal today is to catch up. If anyone missed the first a little chat we did, just what we're doing with Figment Learn, how that's working with Near. We also want to highlight some of the things that people have done already. Working on the platform. So the goal today is really to answer developer questions, share some developer experiences so that folks who've been considering building or currently in progress can kind of meet more of the people in the ecosystem. So with that, I'll hand it over to first Yannick from Figment, who's going to give us an update just about what we've seen so far, what people have been doing with Learn.
Hey everyone. So let me share my screen. It's going to be easier to share some quick numbers. And all good? Okay, I guess that's a yes. We've launched the Near pathway over a month ago now, on November 17th, and we've seen amazing traction from the community. So that has translated in a lot of devs joining Near, starting to build on Near, learning how to interact with its stack, with its SDK, and completing tutorials and learning how to deploy their first smart contract. So essentially what we've seen is over 1,400 unique visitors on DataHub, our infrastructure service that allows you to connect to Near, submit transactions, and query it. Very simply. We've seen those users come from over 60 different countries, and they have created over 563 accounts on Near DataHub. So pretty ecstatic about that traction. And data has translated in a lot of learning and a lot of rewards as well. So today we are at over 154 pathway completions as of last Friday, and we have distributed over 14,000 Near tokens. So we hope you've been happy about the learning experience so far, about being rewarded for learning and getting better at Web3 development. And now we'd like to talk about what's next for Learn, what's next for the community, and we're excited to bring on some people that are already building some very interesting applications on Near.
Great. Sharif, is there anything you want to say before we bring some of the other folks on to kind of share their experiences and what they've seen so far?
Oh, thanks for asking. Yeah, just very briefly, I want to restate how impressed I am with this project and the way it's been launched. So hats off to Figment and the team there, led by Yannick and others that has produced something that is incredibly engaging and effective. We have a kind of an update that comes in as a feed for feedback that we get on a daily basis, and it's like a treat to wake up and find half a dozen people in the last how many hours have completed this tutorial and are just thrilled with it. So that's been it's been just very a very concrete signal as to how effective this is and how well organized the work is. So really want to just restate that. Totally appreciate it. We're also excited to see what comes out of the community, because there's an opportunity to build your own tutorials and add them to this series. And so hopefully we'll see and hear from folks today and over the coming weeks and months as the tutorial continues to flush out. That's really exciting. And as far as we're concerned, we want to see more of this kind of engagement from the community, whether it's more tutorials, more systems of learning like this. We're all for it. So it's really fantastic. I just want to say again, congratulations to the great work, and I'm glad to see that it's as effective as we'd hoped.
Thank you.
Great. Yannick, do you want to give a foreshadow or tease at all about some of the upcoming pathway or tutorials that are in the works that you've seen?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be releasing, the order is TBD based on final reviews, but among the first ones that we'll be releasing are how to launch an NFT on Near, how to create your own fungible token and then use it in a liquidity pool, AMM style. And you'll also see a cross smart contract call tutorial from one of our devs that is coming to talk with us very shortly. And then we'll push further into the possibilities of Rust smart contracts. So we've heard you, we've heard of feedback. We know the tutorials were based in assembly script, which I think is an easy first step. But I feel like the community is ready now to push it to the next level and to find all the potential that Rust has to offer for smart contracts.
Very good. So NFTs, fungible tokens, AMMs, some Rust examples. That sounds like all great stuff coming down. So I'm excited to see all that. Maybe we'll take a pause there and shift the conversation over to talk to some of the folks who've gone through this. So I'm going to invite some folks on to chat with us. The first one, I'm going to bring on Vadim. I think, let me see if I can find you really quick. And I will bring you on screen. So I hope you're ready. I'm going to click the plus button. And you can come on. All right, so accepted and connecting, so hopefully joining us shortly.
That's great.
So Vadim is one of the people. Yep, there we go.
Hey guys, hey Sharif.
Hey.
Hey Vadim, it's good to see you.
Hey, I'm here to tell you thank you very much for this work you did. It was cool, great experience. I passed the tutorial myself, and I sent the links to several people who asked me how to make first step. So yeah, it was cool. Please continue. I also considered to create my own guide or I don't know task, but still have this to prepare.
Oh, what were you thinking about doing a tutorial on?
Yeah. I had an idea because I really like how Near created a way to work with the callback functions in a synchronized way. So I wanted, and it's very, very simple to show how powerful is it during small exercise. So I'm probably sooner or later I will finish it, and I will upload to Figment.
Yeah. So right now, there's a couple ways to do it. Some people have just submitted pull requests. We have a repo, which we can share the link to that. But yeah, we have some people doing that as well. And so that's great to hear that you're thinking about that. And this is exactly what we want to see happen, which is this to be a spark for people like yourself to say, hey, here's how I can improve it, or here's something else that I want to share. So I appreciate you going through it. I guess while we have you here, did you get stuck on anything? Was anything confusing? Is there anything you think we can improve with this current first set of tutorials that's out there?
Not really. It was cool. The only feedback I said to Yannick, probably make it more, not so abstract, the task, maybe just, I think the best way is to create kind of poll. So ask people, ask potential developers, what do they want to do? And just to make what will they ask, what will they demand. So maybe I don't know if a lot of people will be able to create their own, say, fundable token, because I think it's kind of task for the project. If you have any big project with demand for task or for the token, maybe the rest they will just want to make any simple game with I don't know, leaderboard on a blockchain. So,
is this the first time that you've developed on a blockchain, or how long have you been working in the space?
Well, I think my first complete smart contract was built on Near. Yes, I tried a few times with different blockchains, but it was quite complicated. So I think because of Sharif, I finished first smart contract on Near. I watched his exercises, his presentations on hackathons and everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I can take credit for all the work you're doing, Vadim. Maybe I'm a drop in the bucket of people that have contributed to your progress so far. It's a lot.
No, thank you. But it's true.
Very good. So, is there any project that you want to share with us or make other people aware of that you're working on, upcoming maybe?
I made few non-commercial projects on Near. Okay, I can share maybe link to my Near meme pool web app. So everybody who wants to create a some special meme. Say you have idea and you want somebody to create meme for your idea. Maybe you will use it somewhere, say to share details about your education course in Twitter or anywhere. So we can create a request for it, put some Near tokens there, top up this task, and if somebody will create a meme which you like, you will just confirm his job, approve his job, and he will get your money. And the opposite, if somebody just made, if he wished to make any meme, he can upload it and just take tips from people. So that's what I did. I put a link in the chat. So it was quite simple contract. It's open source on GitHub. If somebody wants to contribute, please do it. Probably we will, because I don't know if it's public, but I think yes, Nima posted today, Nima from the Near. Probably there is a birthday of Sputnik DAO on Near today. So Ilya made a smart contract to create kind of grant system for DAO. And probably this grant system will issue some grants for this meme application. So we will create some incentivize for meme creators. So stay tuned.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah,
Thanks
but it's on chain. It's totally it doesn't have any database except Near. It works on chain with Near tokens. Okay, it's first step, and not so much memes are uploaded there. But we had requests from Ilya from Near. So probably it will grow. And I had another one. I built another one contract because I have a validator node on the Near, and it was a request from people to have kind of database of validators to have links for their Twitters, emails, just to speak, to ask what will they do in the future with their nodes. So I created a smart contract called Near Pool Details, where every owner of node can save its own data, and everybody can receive this data. So most probably it will be upgraded. This will be included to the main wallet of Near sooner or later. I saw screenshots when designers already start to put details from my smart contract to the official wallet. So I think this is the two things which I can tell.
It seems like you're very busy and you're doing a lot in the Near ecosystem. That's great.
It was. Thank you for telling this. Yeah, I like to program on Near. It's really interesting and it's fun. So I like that I'm able now to, if I have an idea, I can sit and I can do it. This is new experience from the blockchain for me.
Very good. Sharif or Jan, is there anything you want to add?
Well, you mentioned that we should ask devs what they would like to learn about next or what they would like to do next. Do you have a suggestion? What would you like to learn about next?
I have a lot of so first of all, Near is quite different from other blockchains, and people have a lot of questions. Say how lookup accounts works. How shall we send a transaction if we don't have available tokens? We have only locked tokens. So maybe any tooling with wallet will be useful. Just it's really a pain from the people because they want to have information in more plain and more structured way as it's done now. So probably something about this. I think just alternative wallet could be helpful. Maybe more toolings. As far as I know, there are a lot of NFT applications now building on Near. So maybe NFT wallet will be great as well. So wallet where we will see NFTs. Good so point. This is what I heard from people from in the chat. From my own side, I want to create any application which will be useful for crowd. So a lot of people will be able to play with it. So I think the best approach here is some game with economic value. So I'm trying to find this game now. I already spent one night. I tried to make chess on Near because I found very handy Rust library which does everything about chess. I will just find a small UI. I will include this library, and everybody will play will play chess, and they will put bets with tokens. And I spent like 5 hours for this. It was kind of ready, but then I understood that, okay, nobody will play this game because already computers are so powerful, so nobody will trust his opponent in the internet to play fair chess. So, and I stopped. So something like this, but with similar approach. So handy game, easy to be involved, to onboard, and with some economic values. I think as soon as we will have army of developers who will build such apps, then we will find a lot of engagement from the community.
Great. I just dropped a link. Someone made a blackjack game that we saw. So if you want to take a look at that, there's that. Sharif, is there anything that you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here. Maybe the kind of the one entry point for anybody who's looking to catch up, with what's happening, would be this URL here, near.org/learn, and that's kind of a one-stop shop to enter. So once you're finished with the Figment tutorial, if you want to check this out, there's actually a link there back into the Figment tutorial because it's one of the best onboarding ramps, I think. This is a good place to kind of get an overview of what's going on in the community. There is a lot to learn, and there's some new ways to think about your contract design. I've heard experienced Ethereum devs say that when they're writing in Near, they start thinking completely differently about how to compose contracts using cross-contract calls. Some kind of asynchronous mental model that's new in that sense. So if you're used to promises in JavaScript, it's not such a big leap, but it's a similar idea. And of course, accounts and keys. There's a lot to learn there. So I'm hoping that we'll see tutorials emerging from the community on those. Already there are a few really nice entry points that people I've seen drafting on Discord and sharing the draft around. So hopefully we'll see some really nice tutorials coming up in the next few weeks here, in time for Christmas, I guess.
There is another one killer feature on Near, probably, which Ethereum developers will like, this commission, which 30% of fees, which are going to owner of the contract. So as soon as you will write any popular web contract or smart contract, say if you will write your own Uniswap, you are kind of good. Because you will not, you don't need to create any shitcoin just to survive. Your community will feed you with their tokens, and they will be very happy to use your application. So 30% commission.
Not to put you on the spot here, Vidi, but you have firsthand experience with this, right? In deploying the staking pool information. I'm sorry, what did you call it? You referred to it a minute ago, right? It's a contract that we're using on mainnet.
Pool details.
The pool details contract, yeah. So people are using that to register their contracts, their pools, sorry, and you're effectively the owner of that contract, and so you're getting paid out every time somebody registers, and it's great.
Yeah, actually, I heard about this feature before, when I think 1 year ago, when it was just a design of Near, and then I didn't see for a long time about this, and I heard, okay, maybe they just remove it or postpone it, so because no information on the website, and then I just saw my account start to be topping up, 0.1 Near 0. I asked, what is it? Who's sending me money? It was this feature.
Nice. So now you get paid to learn and then to build. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Great network.
Yeah, I think this approach is cool. So I guess a lot of blockchains will take it.
Very good. Well, thanks for your time, Vadim. I learned a lot listening to you, and it's exciting to see all the stuff you've built and all the stuff you're working on in the future. So please reach out if you have any more ideas, or if you do want to submit a tutorial and have any questions about it. I'm happy to publish and promote it for you.
Thank you very much.
Great, thanks.
Thanks, Vadim.
Bye. Okay, I'm going to bring on Robert next. So let me do a couple clicks, and hopefully Robert will jump in with us. Okay, Robert, hopefully you're ready. Here we go. Inviting you. All right, says he's accepted and connecting, so should get started shortly.
Great.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Robert, how are you?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, all good.
Perfect. Good. Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
So thanks for joining. And so hopefully we can cover some different ground than we covered with Vadim, but just to help understand about who you are and where you're coming from, is Near the first time that you've worked with the blockchain, or have you been in the blockchain space for a while?
Well, I'm like one of almost the dinosaurs in the blockchain, almost, I would say. Like, I remember we were already discussing it when I was finishing my master's. That was already in 2010. But the first time I put my hands on and writing a smart contract was a little bit more than 4 years ago, in fact. So like had a huge break. I mean, like, you know, from being interested, buying the first Bitcoin, and then going to like working on it, right? Took some time. So yeah, I'm based in Switzerland. Yep. I'm researcher and developer for already 4 years, constantly like doing things in the blockchain area. Yeah, so trading on the commodities market, like applying the whole thing for accounting, for trade finance, supply chains, agriculture thing. Yeah, everything almost really. Like we were advising on the startups. Companies.
Nice. So I assume that you've developed in Solidity and deployed smart contracts on Ethereum, and you've also deployed smart contracts on Near. What are the things that you think that Near does well, and what do you think the things that Near could improve on in your experience having done both?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also, I mean, depending how we want to compare it. Yes, Ethereum has already 5 years already of developing the tooling. Near. I don't know, when did you start developing the tools? 1.5 years ago? Yeah, so it's like a little bit, you know, not equal comparison. But I already see that Near has this lesson. I mean, took the lesson from Ethereum and tried to improve it. Like, one of the goals of Near team and the Near blockchain is to make it more friendly for the user. So people can deploy the DApp as they deploy a web app. They create a DApp as they create, like that's one of the goals, yes. And I see, I mean, to be honest, don't get this wrong, yes. There's still areas to improve, but it's already on a good way, and we can see that it's more near to the web developers, right? Like when you want to start and then just code, like you can go and type create Near app, it will drive you through like a React application. I think you have also a Vue template and like go step by step. And yes, I mean, with all the work and with all the goals the Near team is doing, it's really like targeting like the developers for having a quick onboarding.
Good. So you mentioned the difference in the tooling. What do you think would be the next most important thing to release for developers to get started with Near? Is there something on your wish list that you wished could come next?
I have a very big wish list, and I think already the Near team knows it because I was in discussion about this. Yeah. Testing framework, simulation test, all these things, right? When we were developing, so I was participating in a hackathon. I was already like in a grantee for the bounty, creating the smart contract, and I was like, oh the hell, like how we can test how we can go after the basic stuff, like beyond the unit testing. So remember that, you know, in middle of the summer, I don't remember who now, maybe Evgeny, he pushed this an example, yes, how we can do the simulation test, so integration test between smart contracts. And I know there is already a next generation of that framework. So hope this will be released soon, but yeah, that's my #1 wish list.
Great.
For development.
So, yeah, if you say that you're a blockchain dinosaur, you've been around for a while. Can you think back to the beginning? And what advice would you give yourself if you were just starting out? You know, we meet people who have some experience already. We meet people who are just new to it. let's say that you're a developer, but you've never done anything in blockchain, and you want to get started with Near. What advice would you have to someone just getting started?
Right. So there are two different questions. Yes. What I would do different, I don't know, in 2015, or what I would, how I would start now. Yes. It's like
either one. Either one.
5 years ago, it's like no. In blockchain,
think about someone starting today.
Yeah, 5 years ago in blockchain is like, you know, Middle Ages. It's completely different. Now, if someone wants to start developing with a Near, the landscape is massive, it's huge, right? So pick on a like game, NFT, whatever you like. The good thing with Near is that if you want to experiment and you want to play on a test net, yes, you can do it like super easily. Yes, you just, you know, you have, if you do it in a Rust, I'm personally, yes, doing the things in a Rust, you don't need to like learn a different language, or let's say a different special book on custom programming, yes, language, or programming model. The programming model is a little different, yes, but for experiment, like for just quick start, you can use that. You can like write your logic in a plain Rust, and it should work. Now, of course, some limitations, yes, but that's a detail. With the action script, I play with it, I test it. For simple stuff, yes, it's very friendly. I mean, if someone has the good experience with TypeScript, the onboarding is not that difficult if you have a good experience already.
Okay, we've got a few questions in the Q&A section people submitted, and a few are about Ethereum. There's one about the EVM, and I'm curious as a developer how you're thinking about this. You've obviously deployed apps on EVM before. Some people are asking, you know, when will that be integrated with Near? Is that important, do you think, for you as a developer, for the apps you're looking at? Do you want to use EVM? Or are you happy with the sort of current tools available? And is compatibility important, do you think, for the kind of apps you want to build?
Yeah, a good question. From a business perspective, I think it's a very, very crucial thing to have the EVM. And the reason for that is the legacy code, like legacy business. And I mean, it's clear, like, you know, for a valuable smart contracts, for the valuable chains, dApps, Ethereum is number one. Sorry. And for anything else, like, so you have this legacy code. It's most of this code is open source. Yeah, so rewriting it, it's a problem because it creates like all the risk about like unexplored area, uncharted area in a new environment. You know already the bugs, there were tons of audits, you have, I don't know, 10th or 20th version of the smart contract, and you know that more or less that it should work. Yes, we know it. Somehow we understand it. Doing it, like repeating this whole thing, and you know, audits the cost amazing thing. Like that's in fact my fear. Like what will be the level of the bugs or level of the hacks, attacks, exploits on a Near? Yes, this is uncharted territory, and this is a big risk. So let's say from the business perspective, yeah, if I already have something, I would feel way more secure or confident to, hey, these guys, they have this, you know, somehow compatible programming model between, let's say, the WASM and EVM. They're trying to make it best. So, okay, I have the smart contract and deployed on Ethereum. Why not just, you know, porting it, deploying it on a Near, and just grow. As a new developer, if I want to start something new, yes, we know that EVM has, it's very specific, yes. I don't consider it as a good environment. It's very specific. I mean, now it grows a lot, yeah, but 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it was a nightmare, like debugging this thing, seeing, like observing what's the status of the smart contract. It was really a nightmare. You didn't have the good deserialization, like everything you had to put in the logs. I mean, and then explore that logs through the receipt. I mean, it's like, you know, going back 20 years in the programming. So imagine that, you know, you go back to programming in C 20 years ago without the debugger. That was like EVM 3-4 years ago. With WASM, yes, you already sorted out. Like here, the programming is like straight from that. Yes, it's easier. Yes, also testing. Yes, you have this integrated testing for unit test. Simulation test coming. I mean, you already have version 1, and version 2 will come much better. So my advice here would be that yes, I see that, you know, I mean, I hope that the WASM ecosystem will grow because, like, you know, looking forward is more advanced. It's more powerful. Yes, we can do more with that. We have the whole landscape of the libraries. Yes, we don't need to create like a new library. There isn't a library for, you know, big numbers, math operation. We don't need to recode it in Solidity. Yes. So that's like a benefit. Yes, and I should put it also maybe on the wish list, like maybe like having a new team contributing to best practices, maybe some audits of more projects, helping like this project. Hey, here is like one project. How do you make sure, yes, that it works? How to you know, undercover the dragons in that sea, uncharted sea.
Robert is going to keep you busy, Sharif. Thanks for that.
You already has, yeah.
I know you have some tutorials in store for Learn and for the community, and I know you've participated in the hackathon. Could you talk a bit about you know, what you built and how that could translate into material for the community? Right.
So yeah, I'm quite active in, let's say, Near community and mainly in the DeFi, so leading the DeFi guild. As I said, like I said, yes, I made a grant for implementing the Uniswap algorithm. From that, we went forward and did what I called CLP, so continuous liquidity provider smart contract with more broader use cases. So also like explored how, like, you know, the design area, how this should work, this should look like. So it diverged more in terms of the use cases, yes, from the original concept. And yeah, it would be great that like the whole, let's say, DeFi ecosystem, yes, could grow. So with that, yes, I started drafting few tutorials. So one is creating having a better understanding of the fungible token and drafting it. So there is one NEP21 standard, which is basically a port of ERC20. But there is more. That's what we can do more with that. Is how Miko also from the hackathon, he was designing, I think, NEP 900 or 9000. There's a safe proposal. I'm drafting another proposal, which is something in between the NEP21 and the safe. Also the multi-token standard. So this is something we need to understand, learn, and go through pros and cons to you know, stabilize. From that, yes, what's the next step? So one is we have the token, yes, so how to compose them, how to trade them, how to exchange them, and all these things. So near Swap, that the project is, I started with, the aim of it is having this AMM with this continuous liquidity pool ecosystem, and that's like the end goal, like having the tutorial. Okay, we start from the smart contract, we can choose like which standard we want, there are these benefits. User can easily then like adapt it, or probably copy paste, deploy the smart contract, integrate it with an AMM, and have, let's say, initiate the market. Nice. And yes, so Figment is like already, let's say, leading that activity to start building this thing. So hope this will go. There'll be more users.
Nice. Well, we're looking forward to collaborating to kickstart the DeFi wave on Near. No pressure.
It's coming.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thanks, Robert. Anything else you want to ask him, Sharif, or Andy?
No, this is great. Thanks, Robert. Really appreciate it. Do you have a list of, maybe just one question, do you have a list of favorite projects on Near that you are tracking somewhere? There was like 20 or 25 non-trivial projects that came out of the Rainbow Hackathon. Yours among them, the AMM, I saw that, and Miko's as well. There was a few of them. Do you have your own sort of favorite list, top 5, top 10 projects that you're watching?
Not necessarily like a list, but I like the Flux protocol. I mean, they didn't participate in the hackathon themselves, but they're already, let's say, OGs in the near. So yes, I mean, it has the bigger scope. So not only creating the prediction market, but from this prediction market you can go forward. Yes, also to DeFi. So yes, hope that they will collaborate with the ecosystem. I like the project.
Thank you. And Sharif, I think there's an existing
one more
website.
If I may also one more. So kind of a wish list, but so we have the Near wallet, yes, which is like web browser, and Lucio. So he was part of our team for the Near swap. Is developing the Narwhal wallet. I think they're doing a very good job. Like I mean, we need to have few wallets. We need to push the how to say, like not about the research, yes, but the usability of this.
Creative innovation in wallet space, basically on Near. Is that what you mean? Something like
that? Like move forward, like get features integrations.
Yeah, Lucio actually he has a Discord server up for Nar wallet. Actually, I don't know what the link is for that, but if you want to drop it in the chat here, if you have it handy. If not, I'll try and find it locally. People can just.
I'm there, so I will drop it.
Can join and check it out. Yeah, that's super cool. He's done a few really interesting projects, I think. Another one that he wrote an automatic CLI generator for Rust contracts.
Yeah, that's super cool. I mean, we are using it. I mean, basically, like we were doing it for the Near swap, and yes, I remember like also like one of the things we were trying to figure it out. It's still not done, because the NEP21 doesn't standardize the, let's say, a token decimals, the denomination. So yes, we were figuring out how we are going to present it. Yes, who is going to read this 24 zeros? Or it's like, so we ended up.
Zeros, yeah.
Good. Well, thanks, Robert, for your time. And it sounds like you're also doing a ton in the space, and I'm excited to dig in more about the DeFi Guild and see what you're doing there. And I look forward to seeing that Discord server for Narwhal. It looks great. Yeah, so thanks again for coming on.
I will put both links. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, great. All right, we got one more, and of course we're running over because we were asking lots of questions. But we have one more person to bring on, and it is Oyster Pack. Oops, click the wrong button there. Plus, there we go.
Sharif, I think there's a list of dApps that are being built on Near, if I'm not crazy. I can't remember what's the link to the website, but if you have it in mind, maybe drop it in the chat.
There's a website called Awesome Near that has a nice list. I can drop it. I actually put it into the response to a question, but I'll just put it right into the meaty chat there. There's a bunch of stuff there that's pretty cool.
Great. I think we're connected up. Hey, we have an Oyster appeared.
Hey, hi guys. You can call me Al. That's my real name. Oyster Pack is the name of the company that I'm starting off. So
nice.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Al. Is Near the first time that you've been developing in blockchain, or have you been around the space for a while?
I've been keeping my eye on blockchain ever since Bitcoin came out, and then Ethereum really got me excited. But it just the economics of Ethereum made it impractical for what I wanted to do. And I mean, I played around with it, but it's just cheaper to use Amazon, right? Compared to Ethereum. But Near is a contender. Near, I think, is a game changer. So when I when I discovered Near, it was love at first sight. It was I also my strength is Rust. And when I just learning about it, and then I joined the signed up to on the Discord, and then I think like a few days later I saw the Figment learning pathway, and I signed up for it, and here I am. Yeah, I think I was actually I think I was the first one that did it, and it was I wasn't even expecting any reward, any Near. I just did it just to experience. The documentation was excellent. I definitely recommend it to anyone that's new, because it gives you it's a great introduction. It's very straightforward, and I think everyone has hit on all the main points. Obviously, I think my advice would be, don't bother with assembly script. Go straight to, if you're serious, use Rust.
Sounds like you have some strong opinions there.
Well, yes, opinions. In my opinion, opinions should be strong, right?
Very good. Yeah. And so you said you're building something. You thought about building maybe on Ethereum, but you still have something in mind. What are you building towards?
Well, I'm basic to build business-based applications on the blockchain. Right now, I'm just, and what I love about Near, it has that it has that built-in 30%, right? So it has a built-in commercial model, right? You don't need to build anything in. It's there already. So that is tremendous incentive, I think, and that's what I think it gives Near. And I haven't heard of any other. I don't know of any other blockchain that does that. That's a differentiator for Near, right? I mean, that's what really draws me in, and also the Rust, and it's so easy to deploy. It's simple. It's simple. I'm still trying to learn all the little details of how all the all the minutia, all the rules of the blockchain, like how the rewards, the staking, how that works. Because I'm working on just to work through a real project. Right now I'm working on, and I'll post it on here, the link. It's on GitHub. It's an open project. I'm calling it the stake token. Because in Near, obviously everyone knows here, right? I mean, you can delegate your tokens and earn rewards. So that's the first thing I did when I earned that Near from doing the tutorial. I staked it just to see how it works, and but then I'm like, it would be great if I can trade my, it's locked, right? You don't have access while it's staked. You can't use your stake token. You can't trade it. You would have to unstake it, and but it would be nice to be able to have a token that you can trade, basically trade your stake, right? So that's what I'm working on, just to go through the whole exercise. Doing it, it'll give me the experience of cross contract and calls and promises and the whole 9 yards. So I think that'll be my my first app.
Great. Are you building that in the open, or is
it's in the open?
Okay.
No, it's in the open. Yeah, I can post it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right
so
there.
that's definitely one of the, oh great, thanks for sharing that link in the chat. That's one of the things we get asked frequently is, can you build a smart contract example in Rust or something else? So pretty excited to, if you've done yours in Rust, we can check that out.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yep. Aren't we all?
Yes, yes. You know, right now I still have a day job, so I have to work on this between, you know how it goes. You have a day job, you have family,
the
kids, the house, the dog. But my goal is to do it. I want to do it full time. All right, I want to do it for a living. That's all I think about now is just Near. I've been for the past month. That's all I've been thinking about, and I like to focus on it 100%. Whereas now I give it. I only have about 30% of 20 to 30% of my time.
Got it. So seems like you've fallen down the rabbit hole. You're still learning a lot. What's currently not clear to you, or what more do you want to learn about for Near?
It's just a little detailed questions, which actually I posted on my GitHub, just to learn just how exactly, and one of the points that was raised. It's simple to do unit testing for the Rust smart contracts, but to simulate cross contract calls and to do that type of testing, what if this fails? So I haven't done any type of testing on there. I do the unit testing, but based on assumptions that what I believe, how I understand how the cross contract works, but I won't really know till I actually do a real cross contract call. I haven't used the simulation testing yet. I'm just trying to first just get through the whole contract, but I plan to use that. I did read through the documentation. I mean, it does seem to have, it's much better. But with testnet, it's simple to deploy contracts. So you can. I mean, my plan is to just deploy one of the ultimate way to test it is the real deal. Integration testing on the testnet, which makes it real easy. And really, with the contracts, the interfaces, you can mock it out. You can mock out your cross contracts, do all types of simulations. So that's where I plan to go next. Once I get through all the functionality and unit tested it, then I'll move on to integration testing. I've been trying to. Actually, there was one. I don't know if folks here, if you Eugene, he calls himself Eugene. I think is real. Maybe it's pronounced Evgeny. Because I work with actually people from that. Probably Eugene is probably his English version of his name, but he's done a great job with his live contract reviews. He actually did one initial review of mine, so it's actually on YouTube out there. That was very early stage. I'm trying.
Yeah, Al, I just posted a link to that playlist, a couple of comments above where we are right now. The core just after your post, and then the core contracts and that playlist that you're talking about. So it's there if you want to check it out.
And I'd recommend. I mean, Eugene does. I learned a lot watching Eugene's contract reviews. So he has saved me a lot of. It's definitely worth watching. So I mean, if you're writing Rust contracts, watch his videos. You'll save a lot of time. You'll get back that investment.
Very good. Sharif, is there anything you want to ask or add?
Yeah, I mean, just asking Al the same question that we asked Robert. Any favorite projects that you've got your eye on? Anything that you want to, kind of prompt people to check out? Anything you're looking forward to that you've heard about that's coming down the pike?
Well, what I'm looking forward to is better way to test. Maybe the second version is even better than the first version of the simulation testing. So being, too nice to do. It's really around testing. I haven't really. One of the challenges with the contracts is, how do you discover contracts? I mean, that's something that. How do you discover them? I mean,
yeah, there's no contract registry anywhere, but you could have a smart contract that has contracts that register, just like Vadim's staking pool contract that allows you to register.
Yeah.
So you could do that. You could set up a registry.
I think what we need, and it's something what we need is something like in Amazon. We need somewhere where contracts are. It's easy to find the contracts, right? You go to Amazon Web Services, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for this kind of service, or any of the cloud, big cloud vendors, right? That's to make it easy to say, I want this kind of, find me contracts that do this, right? And
yeah, Robert's posting now in the chat that apparently Ilya's working on something like a contract registry like that. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That
would be
ask and you shall receive.
Yeah. That was fast.
Great. Any parting thoughts, Al, about what you're doing on Near, or anything else you want to share?
Nope. I mean, I'm very excited. I think just as we are the pioneers, this is the dawn of a new era. I mean, the opportunities are just boundless. This is think of it. I mean, this is the this will have, in my opinion, the greatest impact in revolutionizing technology, bigger than the internet, bigger than the oil, bigger. I mean, people don't realize what this will. Life will be tremendously different, and we're just in the early stages. We don't have. There is no Google, Amazon, ExxonMobil. There's all the Microsoft, the Apple. These giants still need to be created. So there's a tremendous opportunity for everyone here.
Great. Well, you're here at the right time, and thanks for sharing your project. And hopefully people will join you and collaborate on that. It seems like a really cool project and something that's definitely needed. It's a common thing we hear about what I do with my stake being locked up. So if you can solve that or get some traction there, the business model is built in for you. So hopefully next time we talk, you're doing Near full time.
Yeah, hope so. All right, thanks. Thanks
Very
for
good.
having me.
All right, see ya. All right,
Thank
bye.
you.
Okay, and we have a few minutes left. If we want to try, if there's any questions we've not tackled yet from the audience questions that we want to agree, Sharif, I've seen that you've done a good job of going in and answering via text. I don't know if there's any that you want to voice over, or any sort of parting thoughts that you want to have either from the questions or just extra things you want to add.
No, I mean, just briefly, great questions from the audience. This is a real pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me back and for making the time to talk this out. Again, I just want to say how impressed I am with the follow through that Figment has had as a team. 6 weeks, 2 months ago, whenever this conversation started, it was a post in Slack or something, a couple of sentences. I don't know where we were at, but here we are, just a few short weeks later, and we're talking about hundreds of new minds that have been introduced to this technology, both Near protocol and Figment and DataHub specifically. So it's been great. Really want to say that how much I appreciate that. In terms of the questions that are here, I did my best to answer them. If anybody has any follow-up questions, please join us on Discord. I think near.chat is still a viable Discord server. And there's also the Figment Discord. If you're going to go through the Figment tutorial, you can join us there. And really, everybody's trying to be as responsive as possible. So if you haven't gotten your question answered, just be the squeaky wheel, keep ringing that bell, and we'll get to you as quickly as we can. If for some reason you are still waiting on your tokens for the Figment tutorial, be patient. Those are being processed in good time, so don't sweat it. And I really hope everybody has as much fun, working through this material as we had making it. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Great. Thanks, Sharif. Any parting thoughts, Yannick?
No, I think this was great. Definitely excited about the feedback we're getting. I already got some great ideas based on what we've been told today. So yeah, I think next up will be to work on some more advanced tutorials to help people create dApps that help them benefit from that 30% fee cut. And yeah, we'll have more content coming soon and more rewards.
Yep, great. And then my parting thought is to say, we definitely want to promote anyone who has new projects or wants to create tutorials. What we're trying to do is create this community that wants to connect with each other, teach each other, help each other along the way. And so, I call it sort of P2P learning. We just want to act as the conduit, the platform to kind of kick this off so the community can run with it. And so we can listen to what you want and sort of serve it that way. So that's all for today. Thanks to our three guests for coming on and sharing their experiences. It was really wonderful to hear. It's been something that's been helpful. And I will see you all next time.
Thank you.